Oh, it's so good.
Hey everyone, my name is Lauren and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going full speed ahead with our fall flavors. Last week we made pumpkin banana bread and this week we are making maple sandwich cookies. This idea was inspired by some maple leaf cookies that we got from Trader Joe's recently. They are delicious, I highly recommend them. But I decided, hey, I'm gonna try to make some myself because homemade is always better. So we are making some maple cookies with a maple cream filling in between. I'm still excited about fall flavors. Is it too soon? Let's talk about our ingredients. We have 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of packed brown sugar, 1 cup of unsalted butter softened to room temperature, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, and 2 teaspoons of maple flavoring. I'm using maple flavoring because that's what I had readily available at the grocery store. You can also use maple extract, but maple extract is not as strong as maple flavoring, so you're gonna have to use more of it to get the same amount of maple flavor. Let's start by whisking our dry ingredients together. That means our flour and our baking powder, cinnamon, and salt. Just make sure that it's combined and that there's no big lumps. Now in my bigger bowl, we are going to cream together our butter and our brown sugar. Now we are going to add our egg and our maple flavoring. Scrape the sides of the bowl if you need to. And now let's add our dry ingredients. Now that our cookie dough is finished, we are going to cover it and chill it in the refrigerator. While that's happening, I'm going to clean up and we're gonna get ready to roll out our cookies. Okay, I have collected all of my materials to roll out my dough. I have a silicone mat that I like to use. You can also use a clean countertop. I have my rolling pin. I have a 2.5-inch round cookie cutter because unfortunately I don't have fall maple leaf cookie cutters. I also have just a little bit of all-purpose flour because we're gonna dust our surface, and of course I have my dough. I'm going to take a nice generous amount and dust my mat and dust my rolling pin and dust my hands a little bit. And I think I'm going to work with half the dough at a time just to make my life easier. If it is a really hot day like it is here, I would recommend putting the rest of your dough back in the refrigerator, but I'm too lazy to go back downstairs to put it away. Dust my top a little bit, and we're going to roll this out to about 1/8 of an inch thick. I'm going to use the fluted side just because it's pretty. And we are going to cut out our cookies. Now, very carefully transfer your cookies onto a baking sheet that is lined with a silicone baking mat or parchment paper. And then bake your cookies at 375 degrees for 7 to 9 minutes or until the edges start to turn golden brown. Our cookies are done and they are just the perfect, lovely, thin wafer cookies. They smell like maple, and yes, they are delicious as is, but that's not why we're here. We have to make a maple filling to go in between. So our ingredients for that are 2 cups of powdered sugar, 1/2 cup of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1/2 teaspoon of maple flavoring, and 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. We gotta get a little real maple syrup in there, don't we? In our bowl, we are just going to whip together our butter and our powdered sugar. I'm also gonna add in my maple flavoring and that maple syrup. Amazing. And I also have my small cookie scoop, which is going to give us a very, very generous portion of filling. You can also use an offset spatula or you can pipe the filling in. This is just easy and consistent, and that's why I like using a scoop. But if it's too much, well, can there ever really be too much filling? Now we are going to match up our cookies according to size, because when you roll out the cookie dough, if one cookie is a little bit thicker than another, then that cookie is gonna be a little bit bigger. So we want them to be about the same size. Those look perfect. And then I'm just going to take a nice scoop of my filling, plop it right on. Take my second cookie and just smush it right on top. And when you smush it down, it's going to spread that filling all across to the edges. So what we are left with is this gorgeous maple sandwich cookie. Holy moly. The cookies are so crispy and thin, and they did squish out my filling a little bit, but that filling is so good and mapley and amazing. Ah. Oh, all in one bite.
Have another.
Yes, you can have another. Thank you so much for watching this week. We made maple, Derek ate mine, so I can't hold it up for you, but we made maple cream sandwich cookies, and they are packed full of amazing mapley fall flavor. But you know, they would be good anytime. Maple flavor is just great. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, comment below what other fun fall flavors should we tackle next. Also, check out those links. There is a link to the written recipe as well as other fun stuff like my social media and my Patreon page. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.